Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, I and my Hollywood spies have been reporting on rumors of turmoil, confusion, fear, and loathing in the production of Captain America: Brave New World since the beginning. Rumors were flooding in of failed test screenings, rewrites, reshoots, over and over, rinse and repeat. At one point, sources claimed they were actually shooting action sequences without a script, that the director simply had a shot list of action shit to grab, and Anthony Mackie actually had a mini meltdown on the set, saying, "Hey, what are we doing? Can we just please get a script? We're just going to have to redo all of this later. Can we just have a script?" Let me tell you, folks, I've never heard of any instance where the star of what's supposed to be a major motion picture ever had to beg to just have a script. I've been told that Marvel and Star Wars now regularly shoot with a strategy they call scrapbooking, which is the screenwriter's equivalent of fear of commitment in relationship terms, where various versions of key scenes are shot in order to have a kind of hodgepodge, mix and match, choose-your-own-adventure process in the editing bay to craft the story. Not a strategy that will produce the most coherent story under the best of circumstances, and we're starting to see confirmation that Captain America: Brave New World circumstances were far from the best. In a post on X, discussing film cited the following quote from a Vulture article about the chaotic production of Captain America 4, quote, "A Marvel crew member says that Captain America: Brave New World was allegedly the most tense Marvel set they worked on, and entire sequences shot were completely cut. I think everyone on the crew knew this is probably not going to be a good film," unquote. Now, I presented these bits of information as rumors, since being at the center of the earth, I'm not able to be on the set to observe these things with my own eyes, but from what the reviews are saying, it appears that once again, Doomcock was right. Review after review, even the ones that Rotten Tomatoes is branding fresh, cite how disjointed the whole thing seems, how shoddy the effects are, how half-hearted the film is, all hallmarks of reshoots, rewrites, and shooting without a script for a time. A good example of this is cited by Digital Trends in their review, Captain America: Brave New World Review, a new rock bottom for Marvel. Quote, "There's a sequence in Captain America: Brave New World so haphazardly shot, conceived, and assembled that you can barely believe it made it into a major motion picture bound for thousands of theaters. Early into this latest thriller from Marvel Studios, Harrison Ford dodders around a cemetery, delivering tidbits of backstory meant to illuminate the motives of his character, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, the Warhawk general previously played in these movies by the late William Hurt, except that there's no actual cemetery. The scene has clearly been filmed on a soundstage, against a supposedly state-of-the-art digital screen that's really the 21st century equivalent of an old TV Western's flimsy painted backdrops. The bright white sky glows unconvincingly around Ford's head, creating a blurry halo, as though he were cropped and pasted into the frame. This is not an isolated blunder. Brave New World is marred by regular, almost casual ineptitude, by environments as immersive as a digital golf course, by shockingly sketchy special effects, by driving scenes where the camera quivers distractingly on the dashboard. No blockbuster that cost this much should look this shoddy. We've seen Marvel movies paced and shot like streaming content, The Marvels leaps to mind, but this is more like the $180 million version of a bottle episode, a globe-trotting adventure that often appears to be taking place entirely within one warehouse, redressed to play indoor and outdoor locales alike. The Winter Soldier echoes don't flatter Brave New World. While that earlier movie made the Marvel juggling act of fisticuffs, banter, and franchise maintenance look easy, this new one is an awkward patchwork. Multiple reshoots of multiple drafts. The screenplay has 5 authors, which is way too many cooks in the kitchen. has left the story burdened with extraneous characters like plucky Falcon in training Joaquin Torres and an undercard Black Ops heavy played by Giancarlo Esposito wasting his gravitas on a generic villain of the week.
A generic villain is exactly what you'd expect in a movie without the strong anchor of a well-crafted script and reshoots. From what your sources said, when they were shooting the generic action shots from notes without a script, they weren't even sure who Captain Falcon was fighting in the scene. Talk about generic.
Yeah, that would be a problem, Harvey Cthulhu. Here's a straight-up read of just the headlines of various reviews on Google. Forbes: Captain America Brave New World is the lowest scoring MCU movie on Metacritic. Vulture: Marvel is now a giant slot machine. The Washington Post: Captain America is a brave new world of Marvel cinematic gobbledygook. The Verge: Captain America Brave New World is trying twice as hard to be half as good. But let's go down the line at Rotten Tomatoes and see what critics are saying about it. Kelechi Enhulo, Movie Marker, states, despite Mackie and Ford's best efforts, a disappointing and lackluster filler shouldn't be the feeling associated with Captain America, and yet this star-spangled film is devoid of care and heart. Sean Collier says, the lie in the title Captain America Brave New World can be found in the fourth word. There's nothing new about this chapter. Nate Adams says, in contrast, Brave New World feels stuck, spending more time tying up loose ends from films like The Incredible Hulk and Eternals than giving Sam Wilson, now Captain America, anything meaningful to fight for. Sean Burns says, while it was admittedly idiotic of me to go looking for ideas in a $180 million Disney movie, for that price one should expect at least a modicum of craft. And on that level, Brave New World is a catastrophe. Katie Smith Wong says Brave New World has its eyes set high in the skies, but it ends up doubting itself by revisiting ghosts of the MCU. The result is a lackluster installment that fails to pull the universe out of its funk. And in what Rotten Tomatoes regards as a fresh review, Jack Martin of Film Feeder states, Captain America Brave New World offers some decent action and a fresh lead in Anthony Mackie's charismatic Sam Wilson, but a messy plot, much of it spoiled by the film's own marketing, and rushed characterization leave it well below the MCU standard. But that's fresh, apparently. Nicholas Delgadillo says this is a film that should have been much more, no matter what the current political moment looked like, but instead it's left scrambling for purpose, unsure of what to stand for, if anything at all. Keith Garlington says a glaringly average MCU installment that does nothing to bring back the big event feel that every MCU movie once had. Victor Stiff, in another so-called fresh review, says, while Brave New World may not be a cinematic feast, it's a satisfying amuse-bouche that whet my appetite for the next phase of the MCU. And Colin Garbarino states, this new Captain America isn't a super soldier, so his fists don't pack the same mighty punch, but he can surely bludgeon both friends and foes with self-righteous platitudes, unquote. So say the critics. But what of Doomcock? I will be posting my own review of this film, which I'm told features all of 5 lousy minutes of the Red Hulk. Just 5 minutes, folks. The Red Hulk is all over the advertising materials and all of the trailers, but he's only in there a total of 5 minutes. Can you believe that? And we will be giving a group review of the movie on Pop Culture Breakdown this Wednesday. But for now, as more and more information comes out about the disjointed script, lack of focus, and poorly executed visuals suggesting a rush job, it appears that once again, Doomcock was right. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. ha ha ha